Hey, welcome back folks to part 2 of the 19-gallon water heater install. As you all saw in part 1, what started off as a simple install turned out to be quite a bit more. You saw how far we got with that, and we're going to go in here and try to wrap up the rest of our chores and get this water heater going for this guy. Let's go. So we're going to start by finishing up this lavatory, get it hooked up out of the way, and then move on, putting the trim on the shower. Ooh, it's frosty this morning.
Yeah, I seen the frost on the
All right, lavatory hooked up, ready to go. Time to move over and work on that tub shower. All right, remember we have to run a line up to our shower head, down through back in here and down to where the valve is. I'm going to dry fit this galvanized nipple in here, and we're going to try to go ahead and screw this in up top and push it through the wall. That way we have a guide for our shower arm. All right, shower valve is hooked up with the shower arm all the way up through. Now, with the lavatory hooked up as well, we're gonna go ahead around the other side, put our smitty plate and our trim and all that other good stuff on. Then the last thing before we put the water heater in is we're gonna end up getting underneath that tub outside and replacing that drain. All right, so one more thing to do out here. We've got to get up underneath the tub here. See that? The old trap underneath the tub. It's not attached. So I need to take and get that out of there. I'll have to probably cut it and reattach it to the bottom of the tub. Oh, she's stuck in there. Oh, I want to break that PVC it's tied to. Crap. All right, let's see if we can get that old trap out of there. Oh, here she comes. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, come on, a little more. A little bit more. It's got water in the trap. Let me dump it out. Come on. Oh, there she is. Ugh. All right, so this tub waste has absolutely turned into a complete disaster. Everything's broken. It broke off the main line, draining up underneath the floorboard and the tub and stuff. That's been broken and stuff. The drain piece in the tub, I had to take all that stuff out of here and redo it and abandon that line that's underneath the tub there. And we've got another line that's passing underneath here where we can actually hook our drain up to. Check it out. I had to redo that. If you look carefully, I'll show you next shot. Drain snapped. So I'm going to plug that thing up, abandon it, and do it to the drain that's coming off for the kitchen. I've got this PVC drain. This one put in after the fact. It's got a little bit belly in it, so I'm going to kind of raise that up. And we're going to put some sort of a T in here, bring down our drain for the tub, put it into a P-trap, and dump it into this line that travels over there into the main line. Finally got that tub drain rectified. Now it's time to go in and wrap things up by hooking that water heater up. our drain pan going down. Everything's ready to go, and we can put our heater back in the pan at this point. All right, so that's what we're working with right now. You see we don't have any room to put an expansion tank, especially being side mounted. So we got an inline check valve and our little drain piece that's going to come down and connect to our relief. And that goes down into a pan and then drains down underneath the mobile home. Last thing I got to do is hook up the cold water to where it is right there. Well, the last glue fitting is finished. I know it looks like a maze. It's been a tough 2 days of working here doing all this stuff. And there is that little check valve that takes the place of an expansion tank. And that thing comes down and tees into my relief line, and then down into my pan, and then out if it dumps into the pan. So it's a shut-off valve. Everything else that you see went on here. Not to mention the tub drain that we fought with. And everything that happened up, around, and underneath. All right, so while we wait for glue to dry and all that stuff, I want to remind all you guys out there, especially plumbers, if you're putting in usually anything lower than a 30-gallon water heater such as this is a 19-gallon, they run off of 120-volt power, not the 240 you're used to. So you need to check with that before you end up installing one of these water heaters, because you don't want to fry it out or trip a breaker or do any of that other good stuff. We had our electrician come in and wire it for the proper water heater. So we're going to wait, and then we're going to turn water on and test all that plumbing and see if we have any damn leaks. All right, time of truth. We're turning the water on, checking for leaks, filling that water heater up. All right, so we got no leaks going on. I cut the power off to the mobile home. It's time to hook up our power to the water heater. Well, there you go. The conclusion of our 19-gallon hot water heater and everything else that went along with it. No leaks. See? 120 volt. Well, hey, that's all we got for this one. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching episode 2 of the 19-gallon hot water install with lots and lots of extras. Did you see how much is involved with that? Yeah. So guys out there, if you're going to go to a manufactured house, I don't care where you're at, most of the times when they put the water heaters in, they always put them in the most precarious areas, and they wrap all their pipes around there. But in a place like this, it was in the 70s. It was real old trailer, and so everything you touch ended up breaking. I wish I could have shown you more, but there was just too much involved, and I tried to compress it down into showing you all the best of the goodies and stuff like that. Not to mention the fact I'm not a really big fan when it comes to using CPVC, but I don't work for myself. I work for an old school company, like you've heard me say before, and that's the kind of piping that they like to use. It's not on my name. I'm just the employee, and I'm bringing it to you. Thanks for hanging out. Leave me a question down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Keep plumbing.